welcome to our webinar. It's really a pleasure to host this webinar, especially today's topic, animal healing with AFT M1. The agenda for today is I'm going to cover a little bit about the animals and the energy, understanding the animal's energy, and we'll dive straight into the animal energy centers, the chakras, and common issues in animals and the underlying causes, and how to restore and rejuvenate energy in animals, basically the pets, with the AFT M1. In the end, we will go through a Q&A session, and if there's anyone who wants to share, if they have used the AFT products, this is the time. You can just press on the hand icon there, and I can unmute you. We can have a dialogue during the Q&A session. If you have any concerns, questions pertaining to today's topic, maybe I'm not covering every single details, you might want to click on the Q&A chat and type in your questions, and we will have someone answering you, or we will attend to every single question at the end of the program, at the Q&A session. With that, let's dive straight into the program. And of course, I believe every one of you love animals. You know, it's something that that's that we give a lot of interest, and there's a lot of interactions also with animals. I'm talking about pets, dogs, cats, horses, and whatnot, and so on. So that's what we're going to cover in today. It's There's no video here, just presentation, and we're going to share with you some videos of the animal healings that had happened before. All right, so why this particular topic? You got to understand that our pets has health issues too, just like human beings. You know, they go through a lot of health issues too. Not so much in the wild, but obviously they go through more health issues, especially when they live with us, especially in cities and our kind of lifestyles and so on to a certain extent. So pets our pets have health issues too. Most of the time, we only recognize when there's a physical issue, for example, limping, or not able to get up, or diarrhea or something like that. That's when we start noticing. But there are a lot of other aspects of health issues, mental health issues, emotional health issues, and so on. And even to a certain extent, stress. Pets goes through a lot of stress also, and these are something that normally we fail to recognize, and so on. So this particular topic is important: how to regulate their energy, how to maintain balance, so that they are able to be at a peak state of their wellness and live life to the fullest. Okay. So when we say pets, common issues that you start seeing, is ear infections, vomiting and diarrheas, skin rashes, or skin problem, infectious diseases like lungs and so on, dental issues, parasites, diabetics, broken bones, cancers, and so on. So these are some of the major issues or common issues that pets face, but there's a lot more to that, and most of you do understand that the physical symptoms are basically a reflection of the energy system. Okay, so if the energy is correct, it could rectify the physical, or it could reflect correctly in the physical dimensions. So if anyone, whether it's pets or you, are facing some kind of physical issues, it's basically a mirror reflection of the energetic system, the imbalances, the disorders, and so on, that eventually surface as a physical issue. Okay, as a physical issue. So um, when we say mental issues, it could be disobedience, or acting crazily, or sometimes uh, having some kind of not able to pay attention, or not able to you know uh, uh, do the basic routines, like eating the meal properly and so on. So that could be, so pets goes through a lot of mental issues, issues that we don't realize or we don't pay attention to. Okay? This is one major area where the use of M1 actually helps them to calm down and then put them in a better state of mental or attention and so on. They also go through a lot of emotional issues. Emotional issues, it could be many reasons for the emotional issues. Their likes, their dislikes, their confusions they have, and whatnot and so on. So again, it is a lot that boils down or reflects in their behaviors, which we fail to realize. But these are something that very common: mental issues, emotional issues. If you go through that, imagine they go through at least 2 times or 3 times more. Why? Because they are not meant to live in the cities like us. They're actually meant to live in the wild. So they need that connection with nature and so on. So mental issues, emotional issues, even environmental issues, because they live in cities, e-smog, EMF from the lights, electromagnetic frequencies from the lights, the sounds, your microwave, your fridge, electrical appliances, your heaters, your air conditions, or even the pollutions in the environment. Could be microbes, could be any kind of viruses, bacterias, or electrical emissions and so on that do disturb their energy system. So they go through a lot of environmental issues because again, they need to be very strongly connected to nature, very strongly connected to nature. So uh, uh, sometimes we take things for granted because they are there for our benefit, and we fail to realize their benefit and what they need and so on. For some of you, it's a luxury. You might be living in a landed property where you have the greens and you have the grounds for them and so on. For some of you, that may not be possible. So your pet may be cooped up in an apartment, for ages, your whole entire lifetime, and so on to a certain extent. Um, so, and not only that, another major issues is pets goes through a lot of owner's issue. Owner's issue, your stress, your frustration, your anger, your depression, your fear, or all the emotion that you exhibit. Okay, it may not be to your pet, but that's what you're resonating. That resonance can easily be picked up by your pets. In fact, they listen to your command not by the words but by the intentions and the energy, and that's how they actually react to your commands and your orders and so on. And so if when you're not commanding them but you exist in the same environment, when you are in highly stressed state, frustration state, or anger, depression, or fear and so on, that contaminates the energy system for the pets itself to a certain extent. They carry the energy of the owner and so on. One classic example that I came across in a research lately is animal behavior towards other people. Animal behaviors to other people. Um, I used to bring my dog for walk practically every morning. Those days we used to do something like 3 kilometers in the morning walk, and I come across a boy who just simply so frightened of my golden retriever when most people just fall in love, looking at him, and he tend to cross the road and walk on the other side, and I can see his energy is very frightened, whereby my dog just looks at him and with some empathy and concern and so on, and he does that regularly. Probably he's going to work, or sorry, he's going to school or whatever it is. So we cross paths every morning. So one day I had a chance to kind of stop him in the evening when I was going out, not with my dog. I happened to see him and I asked him, why are you afraid of dogs? Were you bitten by the dogs or were you hurt by the dogs and so on? So his reaction is very simple. I mean, his reaction is No, I was not bitten by the dogs. Oh, I had no experience with the dogs, but I thought dogs can bite, so they can harm us. So that created the fear in me, and so on. So that's basically what he was saying. So I had a chance to take a couple of minutes to educate him, and I said, "Listen, in fact, animals are much more loving than us. Okay, than us. Okay, they are much more loving. They are selfless. They are unconditional love, and they're always there to give so much out. Just remember that one animal, any animal for that matter, attacks another, attacks a human being or whatever when his life is threatened. Okay, so normally in your case, you're not threatened, that the dog is not cornered or whatever it is. So don't feel, there's no reason that the dog is not going to hurt you unless otherwise he feels that it is his life is at threatened. Number two, the reason for animals to attack is basically because they think that you are a meal. Okay, maybe if I'm walking a tiger and the tiger thinks that you're a meal, there's a big chance, and only if the tiger is hungry and needs to eat. So that goes whether it's a python or whether it's a lion. Only when the stomach is full, they're not going to attack a prey for any reason. Okay, so they're only going to attack when they're hungry or they think that you're a meal. And most animals know humans are not a meal. Okay, and that's not the stable diet, I would say so. Okay, the third reason is uh, when animals are in their territory and they think they are supposed to do a certain what we call duty to their owner by protecting their territory. That animals are mainly territorial. Okay, so when a stranger pass by, there's a big chance they will attack, and there's a reason I'm sharing all those things. Okay, so that's the third reason, territorial. Fourth reason, they're protecting their owner. When they feel that another person is going to attack the owner, they might be protective to that, and that's the fourth reason. And the fifth reason is they are simply carrying the energy of the owner. When the owner are fearful of people, when the owner are having some kind of negative attitude or belief of certain people and so on, the animal tend to carry that same resonance and react accordingly. Okay, so that's the reason I'm sharing. So owner's issues, whether the dog is friendly. Normally, the dog is friendly when the owner is friendly, when the dog is, very disciplined, when the owner is disciplined. So it's a lot of that is there. But one major problem is, we human beings, we go through a lot of stress, frustration, anger, depression, and fear, and that to a certain extent affect the dogs because or the pets, and the pets tend to take over that just to ease you, remove that energy or absorb the energy just to ease you. And if they can give their life for you, they will give. And so there's no reason for them to not to absorb the negative energies. So they're always there absorbing the negative energies. So owner's issue do affect the the pets. Okay, affects the pets. Okay, so next is pets, for that matter. Pets, they're very, very, very highly sensitive to energy. Very highly sensitive to energy. For example, if I were to, you know, cover your eyes with a pad and put somebody in front of you, maybe a couple of meters in front of you within the same room, and that person is exhibiting a lot of anger or exhibiting a lot of fear, or exhibiting a lot of frustration or whatever it is, most likely you would not feel it because your energy field is not that big and strong to tap and sense into it, unless or otherwise you can tune into that. You're able to sense it. But for the animal, even if the eyes were closed, even though the eyes were closed, within an environment, especially within their home environment, the living environment, they can sense the energy of any individuals in that room very easily. Okay, very easily, and they can be affected at the same time, whether it's an electrical emission from say for example from your microwave, or whether it's energy resonance of you as an owner that is in a highly depressed state or a frustrated state or whatever it is, the animal is able to pick that up, pick that up, and to a certain extent do affect its the imbalances and causes a lot of imbalances in the system. So be very conscious and be aware of animals, because they are living in your environment, and so sometimes we need to make sure that they are in that perfect alignment with nature and so on. So be aware, they're highly sensitive. They are much more sensitive to your intention. Your intention. So you might be saying that sit, stand, walk, whatever it is. You might be saying that they're listening to your command, but basically they are tapping into your intention, and then they are translating that intention, what you're trying to say, and that's how pets react. So unlike human beings, pets or animals are at least 3 to 4 times highly sensitive, in some cases up to 7 to 10 times more sensitive to energy than human beings. Okay, so why do I say that? Is because all life is energy. All life is energy. For the bird to fly, the medium is air. For the fish to swim, the medium is water. For any plants to grow, the medium is the earth. And for any life, whether it's human being, pets, and so on, the source is basically the life force energy. So remember that your pets are also a bundle of condensed energy. Okay, bundles of condensed energy, and all life is actually powered by this subtle energy. So you got to look at, because that's how they see you. That's how they see you. They see you, your resonance, and they see you as a bundle of condensed energy, resonating, exhibiting, your intentions and your emotions and so on. Okay, luckily, just like us, they also have this innate intelligence to heal and rejuvenate. The genetic program of that particular life, whether it's any animal for that matter, they have the innate intelligence to heal and rejuvenate. So constantly, animals are also cleansing, charging, healing, rejuvenating, and energizing. And this is something they go through. And you, as an owner, if you love your pets and so on, if you allow that conducive environment to happen, the cleansing, healing, and the rejuvenation can be very exponential. Okay, that's where our products, the AFT Quantum Energy products, come into play. Of course, most of these products are for humans, we use for humans, but some products are extremely good to be used on your pets and animals. Even it could be wild animals. I know of someone who actually, brings the M1. Okay, this is an M1, brings the M1 to the wild. She goes in Australia, in Brisbane, and her name is Sharon, and she goes to this sanctuary, the kangaroo sanctuaries, and she work on the kangaroos, the wild kangaroos that is there, and help to heal and share some love and so on. Okay. So what does AFT products do? AFT energized products are actually programmed to resonate at zero point field resonance because of the AFT technology. So when these products come in contact with the biofield, whether it's an animal or you and so on, the innate intelligence is able to detect the life force energy resonance, and train to use the resonance of the energy products to act as a bridge or as an antenna to source the universal life force energy. I mean, don't get so too cooked up with this paragraph. In short, you're actually using a mobile phone to call another person in another country. And so for you to have that connection, you use the mobile phone, which is the medium. All right. So since we all are bundle of condensed energy, and that energy is constantly being distorted, disrupted, and diluted, and so on. So we need an antenna. We need a medium to connect with the life force energy that exists in your environment. So we use the AFT products to act as a bridge. That's the most simplest and the easiest explanation I can give it to you. Okay, so with the abundance of life force energy from the environment, the biofield is able to clear its distortions and amplify the body's ability to heal, cleanse, balance, heal, and rejuvenate. Okay, so that's exactly what is happening. So, just like an animal, human being, or so on, we live in an environment, and normally our energy level is low, and we are in an imbalanced state because of the environment, because of the lifestyle. So, our energy is actually blocked. So, we're not aligned with the universal life force energy. It's like, your electrical grid has been disrupted. So, what happened? There's no electricity in your house. Okay, so just like that, the life force energy, the universal life force energy that actually powers every bit of our cells, give us the energy and so on, it is actually disconnected because of the blockages we face. So when it come in contact with the AFT product, that's resonating at 0 point energy resonance or life force energy resonance, the innate intelligence, you don't have to do anything. The innate intelligence is able to use that as a medium to source the life force energy from the environment and allow the cleansing, balancing, healing to happen and put you in an alignment state. We call it the grounded state, and also in a well balanced state. So that brings me to the AFT Amwand. You might be asking, why am I sharing that? Because remember, the topic is animal healing with AFT Amwand. So AFT Amwand is one amazing product to be used in animal healing. Okay, so it's a quantum resonance, multi-dimensional energy cleansing and balancing tool developed by the science of quantum physics and energized with our own proprietary technology called MI's Fusion technology. So don't get mistaken for some knockoffs that basically copy our design and put in some crystals and they claim that it's working. It's not magnetic therapy. It's not far infrared or whatever. It's quantum technology. It's a quantum resonance technology, a proprietary technology by us. So we have sold over 1 million wands over the last decade. Okay, so and there are still people using the wand after 6, 7, 8 years and so on. Of course, we always recommend them to upgrade or change after 8 to 8 years. So the AFT M1 is a quantum resonance energy balancing multipurpose tool. It is actually made up of 13 to 14 minerals and crystals. So I'm sharing this because there's a lot of new people that has actually connected to the webinar and they may not know what is M1. So bear with me on that for those who are regulars to the webinars. And they're energized using our proprietary technology, as I mentioned, MI's Fusion technology, to resonate at life force energy or 0 point energy resonance. It's the same. So these monatomic, that means single atom crystals and minerals, are encapsulated in a stainless steel pen size, and vacuum charged. We take about 21 days to charge this to amplify the natural resonance. To amplify the natural. So it's not artificial at all, it's natural energy. Example, if you were to eat one orange, you get so much of energy, right? In terms of the frequencies, the vitamin C's, and so on. In terms of the potency and efficacy, there's a certain quantum. Say, for example, 1x of energy when you get one orange. When you eat 3 oranges, you're basically getting 3x of the energy. So what we do is we tap on the natural minerals resonance that is there, and we amplify the resonance of that minerals. Okay, 4 times, 8 times, 64 times, and you just double. So the resonance is way much stronger. It's a natural resonance. So when you want onto an animal, or you want yourself and so on, the source energy from the environment, the biofuel is able to clear the balance, the energy blockages, and align your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual state into a state of homeostasis. Okay, state of homeostasis. So um, the importance of wanting is basically to create a focus. So when you want the animal, you're basically sending the intentions and allowing the resonance of your intention, that basically you want to give that person more energy and so on. And of course, they pick that up, your intention, your command, and allow that flow of energy, the life force energy, to happen. And same when you work on yourself, we are basically creating a focus for the energy to be channeled, for the energy to be flowed in. Okay. Luckily or lately, we have introduced a new M1 called the M1 Pro, and it comes in stainless steel and it comes in copper. Okay. The reason, the copper, again, amazing tool for animal healing, because recent research shows that copper has impressive antibacterial, antivirus, antifungal properties, and found useful for healing powers both internally and externally. So it is valued for its healing properties, especially improving blood circulation, increasing energy, detoxification, and so on. So that is the beauty of using the M1, especially the M1 copper, on the on your pads. Okay, so just to cover the general aspects of the usage of M1, you can use it for chakra alignment, that is your chakra alignment, or the animal's chakra alignment. You can use it for aches and pain, that is again your aches and pain, or for the animal's aches and pain. Obviously, when you have aches and pain, you can tell people, you can, but for the animals, they don't. Okay, they just simply cry in pain, and sometimes you don't even realize that. Okay, you can use the M1 for self empowerment. Okay, obviously that requires a lot of intention and so on. So we have a lot of tutorials and programs already loaded up for you to look at it. So you can use it for self empowerment. We need to use it for self empowerment because we need to empower ourselves regularly. Otherwise, we are getting weaker and weaker, both mentally and emotionally, or even spiritually. You can use it for energy healing, especially using natural life force energy to heal the imbalances and so on, to allow the cleansing, balancing to happen. You can use it to energize food. You can use it to for your M1 facial, for facial lift and so on. And of course, today's topic is animal healing. So you can use it for animal healing. All the above benefits itself, aligning the chakras, allowing the aches and healing the aches and pain, and also the general healing itself. You can use it to energize places, whether it's a pet place or your place and so on, because uh, the certain dimensions of energy, especially the artificial energy. Most homes today are Wi-Fi, and they have a lot of transmitters and receivers and so on. And there's a lot of terabytes of information that actually flows through. So imagine the amount of disruption it can happen. So you can actually energize the place to make it more harmonious for pets and also for yourself, and you can energize plants. Of course, today's topic is animal healing. Okay, so animal healing. So when you say M1 and M1 bonding, whether it's human being or any pets, for animals for that matter, it assists in energy center alignment, energy cleansing, balancing, reduces or relieves of aches and pains, cramps, fatigue, physical discomfort, increases the vitality, strength, flexibility, energy level, supports speedy recovery, healing, reduces stress, eliminate depression, and puts them into a deep state of relaxation, meditative state. Even for you, may increase the effectiveness of your body care product.
Gyere! Gyere, Tacsi! Gyere! Gyere!
Leginkább.
Gyere!
Nézd, ide jön hozzám. Gyere, Tacsi! Gyere!
Jó van. Jó van. Ne bánj! Szinte ne fektesd le.
Csak azt, hogy járkál és mondta.
Kicsi! Kicsi! Gyere! Gyere! Mi van? Mi van? Jó van.
És megmutatja, hogy tudja járni.
Mi van?
Okay, so let me come back to the program. There's more videos there for you. So one important thing about the M1 is to work on the 7 major energy centers, or called the chakras. So chakras are basically energy vortex. This is where energy flows through the meridian channels, okay, or they call it the nadi. So it contains a particular frequency. Each energy center contains a particular frequency. It's directly aligned with the endocrine glands and so on, and they should vibrate to be in balance and harmony in that particular frequency. Okay, that will allow the facilitation of perfect health. So the location of these energy centers are directly corresponding with the endocrine glands. So these are the 7 major ones, and you're working on the animal or you work on yourself in these 7 areas. This is where you need to wand. That we call it the 9-step wanding. Okay, so once you are done on yourself or you are done on the animal, you can also walk in a concerned area like what you saw in the picture in the video earlier. That person just simply zooming into the concerned area and then start wanding it. So you can start, suppose you have a shoulder pain, you can wand in that particular concerned area. Okay, wand it clockwise and wand it for 9, 18, 36 counts, or as many times you want. There's no science behind that. So just simply want. When you turn clockwise, you're creating a flow of energy, a vortex flow of energy, okay, energy vortex flow. So you can also use it to heal others. You can also use it to heal others. Okay, and very importantly, today's topic, you can use it to heal the pets. Okay, heal the pets, especially at the wanding on the concerned area. What is important is you wand on all the major chakras, which is slightly different from our chakras, which I showed you earlier. Animals have chakras in a different placements altogether. You wand the chakras, then you work on the concerned area, okay, for a couple of minutes. The longer, the better. The more frequent, the better. Okay, so you could, for example, if this person, if this pet is having a leg problem or a digestive problem or having some kind of rash or whatever it is, do the 7 major chakras. Work on the chakras of the animals and then work on that concerned area. Just keep on wanding on that particular area. Okay, it's good to cover the eyes of the pet. Okay, it's very good to cover the eyes of the pet. You can use one of your hands to just put over the eyes of the pet so that it is relaxing, and then you can wand it, or just take a towel and just cover the eyes, not the nose and the mouth. Okay, so just the eyes, just cover and let the pet relax. Okay, you can also use the other hand to just rub for a while so that it gets relaxed before you do the wanding. But when you're doing the wanding, do not rub, okay, because we want the animal to focus on the flow of energy, and we don't want any disruptions, especially when you're physically rubbing that animal or the pet somewhere else, so don't do that. So the best is let the animal sleep, let cover the eyes, and then you wand it. Okay, so wand on the energy centers, the major energy centers. So uh, unlike the ninth step for the human being, for wanding on the animal, I would always suggest, because I've worked with some animal healers and so on, who's extensively using the M1 and so on. Start with the root, go from the back all the way to the top, and then come down to the throat and move down to the base. Okay, to the base. So work this way and then work backwards again. So keep on doing. Start from the root all the way. I'm sure you can see my arrow. So start with the root and move this way all the way the spine of that animal, down to the nose, down to the throat, down to the chest, and work down to the belly, and keep and rotate back again all the way. Okay, so you can do as many rounds as possible, You can also use the wand to just press on certain points or certain areas on the animal. You can do that. Once you have done it, work on the paws. Okay, work on the paws. They are highly sensitive. All the meridian channels are connected to that also. Okay, just like our feet and our hands and so on. So you can actually rub the M1 onto the paws, or you can just simply hold the paw and start wanding it. Okay, make sure that the animal is lying down, relaxed. That's the most important. It doesn't matter if it's excited and just simply standing and looking at you. It doesn't matter. It still receives, but it's not receiving the maximum. Okay, so the best is if it's critically ill and you need to work on it more, allow the animal to rest, relax, let it sleep. So um, that is the best. Then you work, you get the maximum result. So let me start again. For animal, you start from the base, the 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 tailbone, the end of the tailbone. Work along the the spinal cord. Move down to the nose. Keep on wanding up to the mouth, down to the throat, to the chest, and down to the belly, and then work on the paws. You can rotate this couple of times. Okay, couple of times, and you can read the reason when you work on these points. Like for example, when you're working on the root, it's about survival, grounding, allowing the certainty and so on. So when you work on the crown, it's about connecting to the spirit, the life force energy, the depressions, allowing that to go and so on. So you just simply work on these major areas. Don't need to look for that particular point, because animals are highly sensitive to energy. So as long as you're just wanting at an estimated area, that is good. So M wanding or regular wanding on your animals is good for fears and phobias. Okay, for some animals they fear or they have phobia about your vacuum cleaner or your hair dryer and so on. Separation anxieties, trauma, nervousness, aggression, anxiety, motion sickness, stress, grief over the loss of another animal or a person, phobias, obsession, compulsion, depression, or even decreased mobility, nervous system disorders, and so on. So don't wait for the issues to surface. If you love your pet, want them regularly. You can also want most animals. okay, including the wild animals there, and they are very sensitive to energy and they will enjoy it. You can do this simple test. You can have two bowls of water, wand one of the bowl and the other one don't want it, and put both the waters there, and you'll see which one does your animal goes out to drink. Okay, your pet goes out to drink, and most of the time is the wanted water. Okay, likewise you can also don't try on the treats, because whatever treats you give, whether it's wanted or not wanted, they're going to eat both. Okay, so don't try on that. You can take a mat, a special uh, cloth or a mat or whatever it is, wand it and put it onto a particular area, and you will find that your pet goes there for relaxation, for you know, for its own comfort. You can find that that particular place that you regularly want is where your pet spends most of the time. Okay, and so you can want on a particular areas also besides the pet. Okay, uh, another amazing thing, especially when you talk about pets, the food, the contamination, especially, we give a lot of preservative kind of foods, and they're not having their natural diet and so on. So it's important. They love belly wanding. Okay, for my dog, that looks very similar to this. Okay, um, as I used to do belly wanding, and they go, they turn turtle upside down, and then I will just use the wand, just rub it. I don't just wand it. I also use that to rub it onto the belly, and they love it so much. They love it so much. Also, very good for their digestions, for their the heart, and so on. So it's an amazing benefit. It's an amazing way to reduce anxiety, aggression, playfulness, hyperactive, and so on. Okay, so it's something that you can work. This is also a very good position to work on the pause. Okay, if you're gonna work on the pause.
Go walk. Still limping.
You can get her to walk a little bit more.
Come on, let's go with her. She's going well. Okay, come back over here now.
So the vet thought it was just arthritis?
What you do? What you think about this? Can you feel anything?
I hope that dog is thinking back a source.
I do too. She is kind of moving her leg funny.
And how long has it been hurting?
Couple of weeks.
Oh,
That's better.
keep walking. Oh my gosh, look at this.
Yeah, she is walking better.
Oh my gosh, it's walking better.
Good. 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 Come on, big heel. Big heel.
Oh my gosh, look at that. We do have the right dog, don't we?
Yeah. She is walking better.
Okay, So that is how bonding works. I hope you can understand this very well. The next is another major problem with a lot of dogs or pets and so on is skin problems, skin rashes, and so on. Okay, so my best advice to you is bring the dog to the beach and allow the dog to enter the water, the sea water, and regularly, at least every alternate month. As if the dog is having a lot of skin issues, skin problems, skin rashes, and so on, do it regularly. If not, at least every alternate month. It's a must. Not, I've seen a lot of people bringing dogs for swimming pool, dog pool, and so on. That's not the best therapy. The best therapy is the beach and the seawater, the natural seawater, the salt contained there actually eats up and clears the rashes and skin problem. If you don't have a beach nearby, maybe you're living in the mountains or somewhere far away from the sea, you might want to get a tub and fill it up with crystal rock salt. Of course, not the big chunks. You can easily get it in supermarkets, and dissolve it in the water. Dissolve it in the water, and bath your dog. Let the dog soak completely for a couple of minutes, 5, 10 minutes, and so on. Uh, do not use shampoo here. Just do a salt bath. We call it the soft salt bath. It's amazing for skin diseases, rashes, lumps, and even fleas and whatnot, and so on, bacteria and so on that forms on the outer part of the skins and so on. Okay, so this is amazing way to neutralize them, to cleanse them, to balance them. So have that pad on a salt bath. Okay, once the bath is completed, then you can bring it to the shower and do your normal routine, with your dog shampoo and water and so on. But do not use shampoo into the saline solution here. Okay, this is an amazing way because I've seen a lot of people having issues, skin diseases in their pets. Okay, another word of caution. I'm sure most of you dog people knows that, or pet people knows that. Sometimes along the way, your pet, your dogs especially, does not eat a meal. Okay, I've kind of seen people, they force the dogs, oh, you're not eating, okay, fine, I'll give you something that you will like, maybe a cake or maybe, human food or whatever it is, and so on. Don't do that because uh, fasting is a regular process in the wild, and dogs and cats, they know that once a while they don't eat. It's okay if they don't eat for one day. If they don't eat for 2 days or 3 days, then there's something seriously wrong with them. They're trying to tell you that. But it's okay if they were to skip one meal, or it's okay if they have not eaten for the whole day. So suppose you were feeding them in the morning, their first meal of the day, and they're not eating. Make sure you bring them to the grass because they know certain grasses. They will eat certain grasses to allow the detoxification, the cleansing to happen. Okay, don't supplement that food, their normal food, with some treats and so on. Okay, so don't spoil it. Okay, so it's okay for one day if they are not having a meal. Okay, never think from your perspective. You got to look that animals are in a different dimensions altogether. So it's okay, not where, especially the day they're not eating, to just let them spend more time on the grass, your garden, or bring them for a walk and so on, especially to grasses, and let them graze on some grasses. Okay, it's a way for them to detox. Okay, it's a way for them to
Look at it. All by himself. He has really made... I'm kind of in the way. There you go. He's really made a gnarly wound here. So we're going to... He's not lame, but we're going to treat him for this wound with Amwand fusion technology. Angel's going to tell us what she's doing. All right, Angel, go ahead.
And I'm going to start with the chakras. I'm going to do between the eyes,
Okay.
the sinuses, the crown, and the pulse, if I can get them to
All right.
hold still. Right, you start at the top.
Kind of shady. Okay.
Hi, buddy.
It's all right, Charlie. Oh, you're a ham, huh?
Tangled up. Yep, he's a ham. Little cutie pie. But yeah, you energize the body of the individual just to get the energy flowing. And I work my way down the spine just to increase some flexibility and some circulation all the way down. About 3 circles at 7 different points down the spine, and then I'm going to start underneath at the chest. And what I'm doing here is I'm pulling the energy up out of the feet so that he can detoxify it and heal himself.
I saw he was twitching there.
Yeah.
He's a good horse.
He is.
And of course, you know, you'd stay a little bit longer probably on the chakra, right? But that's just to get it stimulated.
Yeah, just to stimulate the circulation and everything. What we're focusing on is the wound at hand.
Okay, so let's
I'm
go ahead
just
and do
trying
that.
to energize the body so he can heal himself instead of putting all the stress on the 0 point energy. So.
It's pretty swollen.
Yeah, it is. Definitely doesn't look happy about it, but he's
Kind of in the shade.
oh, he's
He
shading.
moved. He moved. It's okay. I can still see it. This is great because we're going to come back and look at it in a couple days and see if it's progressed. It's all right, buddy.
He's happy. He's got his grain.
He's also got an abscess on the other one, but I want you to focus on that leg and put like three minutes there. At least 3 minutes.
3 to 5 minutes
At least 3 to
is
5
the
minutes.
smallest amount.
At least 3.
Yeah.
And that should be done daily, really, but this will help.
Yes, this is on the back leg.
Okay.
We'll hit that one too real quick before we go. It is just oozing. It has got to not feel too good. You can feel something.
Yeah, you can feel it working.
You can see him twitching a lot.
Yep.
Might be the flies too, but
Might
he's
be the
twitching a
flies.
lot. I don't know. I think it's the
I
wand.
think he can feel it.
Steady. He's good. He's good.
He's so soft.
And I didn't bring the timer, but actually I'm timing it right now. So just keep going. I'll let you know.
Okay.
Don't get kicked though, because he's moving his feet a lot.
Yeah, I'm just letting him know that I'm here. Keep handling
Horses do get a little, they'll
Antsy.
move around a little
Yeah.
antsy when they feel the energy. How you doing?
Hot.
You alright?
It's hot out here.
That's why I brought a tank top.
Yeah, I'm wearing a sweatshirt.
Don't mess up my video now. Just
Sorry.
kidding. I was kidding.
Edit it out.
I can't edit it. But I'm just going to leave it on because I want everybody to see. He's twitching a lot.
Yeah.
He's getting antsy now.
Mhm.
There's some healing going on.
I think it's little dancey feet.
See how they twitch, Judy? All over the place.
Yeah, it's not flies.
It's flies too, but it's the energy. They can feel it. And whenever it seems like something's healing, it starts to twitch.
That's like when I feel healing, it's itchy.
Yeah, that's what I'm feeling right now on my feet because I've been treating them.
Yeah, it's probably that feeling.
It's like itchy, itchy, itchy. I kind of want to get my wand out and get the front of that. I know you're tired. Look at how you can go slower. So it kind of soaks in. And you're supposed to move your hand. Sorry, I made a mess up.
It's just okay.
You can move your hand like this, Angel. Because you want to keep that energy directed where you want it, not flying all around. There you go. There you go.
Freaking flies. She's stalking him.
I'm trying to hit that leg over there while you're doing this one.
Okay.
Okay, we've been wanting for 8 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and stop.
Okay.
There is another video actually shows an improvement of that particular wound. Okay. Okay, so that brings me all about the M1, especially the animal healing. Okay, another important thing is the AFT Quantum Energy Pendant. I would always strongly advise you, if you're a dog owner or a pet owner, to wear the pendant so that you are able to protect your energy and maintain the balance. I've also seen some people who actually get that pendant just for as like a dog collar for their dogs, especially for the dogs. Okay, so you can do that, but most importantly, you wear so that your stress, frustrations, or issues and so on is not transmitted or tapped by your pets. That could also be affected by your energy. So, wearing a pendant is definitely amazing way to to, uh, to maintain your harmony, the energy balance, and so on. Okay, especially this new one, that's the oneness pendant that comes with the quantum resonance chip. Let's end the program, and remember, it's you got to be well. Whether it's you, your pets, your loved ones, or whatever, you got to be well. That is your utmost priority in order to feel well, so that you can think well, you can do well, and obviously you can live well. Everyone's purpose in life is to live life to the fullest, is to live well. The live well comes start with the be well first, so that you can feel well, think well, do well, and live well. And we propose that with AFT quantum energy healing and empowerment, this is definitely more possible, that people can live life to the fullest.